Q103, Albany's rock station. We are super pumped today to be joined by Joe Pascarell. He sings and plays guitar in a band known as The Machine, who performs a ton of Pink Floyd tunes and is actually going to be here as part of Q103's On the Dark Side of Christmas this Friday, December 7th at the Upstate Concert Hall. Hey, Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Man, we're super pumped because you're celebrating a pretty big anniversary when you come to play this week. 30 years of The Machine performs Pink Floyd. Did you think, back in 88 when you decided to start The Machine, that this is where you would be 30 years later?
Not even in any possible way. I thought if we could do this for a couple of years, that would be great. That's what I thought back then.
And it has turned into a whole nother beast. I mean, you guys have traveled the globe performing amazing music that, well, we really can't see anymore because, well, Pink Floyd is no longer a thing, right?
Exactly. I think that's partially why we're, thriving and doing what we're doing, and people are coming out and enjoying it so much because people want to hear this music performed live.
Absolutely. Did I read right that it was actually you and Tara playing in an Albany bar when you guys decided to form The Machine?
Yeah, it was actually Tara was going to school there, and it was somebody was playing Pink Floyd, and a friend of ours said, if you guys put a band together and play it, it would blow this away. So why don't you try that? And we did, and one of our first shows was in Albany, New York.
That's so
this
crazy.
Is really like coming home again.
Right? Coming full circle. You guys are doing something pretty cool for the 30th anniversary. We're getting 3 albums in their entirety. You're going to be doing Dark Side of the Moon, Animals, and Wish You Were Here. How did you guys decide that these were the 3 albums that you were going to do for this anniversary?
Well, we wanted to do 4. We wanted to include The Wall, too, but that was just too much to do. So, let's just do 3 albums, and I think it really encapsulates everything that they do, those 3 records. And we could do it in the course of one evening without, wearing out. It's a lot to listen to 3 records, and I think to listen to 4 would be a little much. So I think it's perfect. It works out. The timing works perfectly.
Well, of course, if you did 4, you'd be playing all day too, right? Those albums are pretty intense.
Be like a 5-hour show.
I mean, not that we'd be complaining, but I feel like that'd have to be a little draining on you guys.
It is, and honestly, it's a drain. There's a limit to what you can listen to it. If listening to live music for 5 hours straight, that might be difficult to do. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but it would certainly be hard to perform all that. So the 3 albums, I think, that's a nice cross section of their music.
I think one of the things that fans love about you guys performing is that you bring a little bit of yourself into the music too. You're not just straight up doing, Pink Floyd like they would do it. You add a little bit of your own touch. Is it come supernatural when you're on stage to just kind of improvise a little bit, or was that hard to get into?
Well, I'll tell you that's a good point, and we've been doing this now for so long. It doesn't take any thought whatsoever. It sort of just organically happens. And we've been playing the music for so long, it feels like hours, I mean, obviously I know it's not. But we've been doing it for so long, it feels so natural that it's easy to sort of, move it a little left or right and have it not take away from what it is, where it still sounds like Pink Floyd, but maybe Pink Floyd with a little personality in it, And I think that's one of the things we've learned how to do over the course of 30 years. We weren't doing that in the first 5 years. But by now, we can certainly do just how you explained it. I think we are able to do that very well.
Oh, that's awesome. We're super excited to see it live. Of course, The Machine performs Pink Floyd at Q103's On the Dark Side of Christmas this Friday, December 7th. A big part of your show, too, is the laser spectacular that goes along with the music. I've noticed with a lot of your promo materials and stuff, it's more focused about the show and less about you guys as musicians there. Is that something that you guys do intentionally?
Yeah, we did that from the beginning because I think that's something that Pink Floyd did originally. It was never about them standing there. It was about what the whole thing looked and sounded like. And they were one of the first bands to really do that, to present a multimedia thing to audiences. Before even that word existed, multimedia, they were doing that.
Right.
So that's kind of something that we do as well. We're going to bring as much lighting as we can fit into that venue.
Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be fabulous. Do you find it's harder to set up the light show than it is to pick out your set list, or do they kind of just mesh together when you start working on one?
Well, it's funny, the set list, for this particular show is already done because we know what we're going to do, which isn't normally the case. So we usually argue with each other for 45 minutes before we go on about what we're going to play. But this time we don't have to do that because we're going to play the 3 albums. And the light show is taken care of by our guys who work for us, and they do an unbelievable job. So thankfully I don't have to worry about that because I don't think I would know what to do.
We can't wait to see you guys perform, the albums in their entirety. I know that we have one lucky winner right here in the Capital Region that's going to hop on stage and play a little bit with you on Comfortably Numb, and I'm really excited to see that one go down. Is this something you guys do pretty regularly?
Yes. Yeah, I think that song will be our encore probably. If people are still want to hear some more music, we'll play that, and then we'll have this person play with us. That's something we've been trying to do. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Do you remain friends with these people? Like after you see them, like you're like, man, they like blow your mind a little bit?
Some people come and do it, and then they end up doing it again like a year later. So
That's
it
funny.
does happen sometimes.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we can't wait to have you here in town. The Machine performs Pink Floyd coming as part of Q103's On the Dark Side of Christmas this Friday, December 7th at the Upstate Concert Hall. You can get your tickets right now at Q103 albany.com. Joe, thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes today.
Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it.